Seniors, here is something almost no doctor, no trainer, and definitely no supplement company will ever tell you. As soon as you cross 75 years old, your body loses nearly 35% of its ability to absorb protein from common foods like chicken, whey, eggs, or yogurt. You can eat the same amount of protein you did at 40, but your muscles get only a fraction of it. This is why so many seniors keep losing strength even though they are eating enough. And it is not their fault. The proteins they were told to rely on were simply never designed for a body over 65. But here is where things get truly unbelievable. A global research team analyzing muscle preservation in older adults stumbled into a discovery so unexpected that it sent every member of the panel back to recheck their data twice. They found that a small group of ancient forgotten seeds, some costing less than $1, delivered muscle-building amino acids up to 500 times more effectively than whey protein in seniors over 75. Not because they contain more protein, but because the aging body absorbs them through a completely different pathway, a pathway that whey protein cannot reach. Even more shocking, these seeds have been quietly used by the longest-living communities on Earth, in Okinawa, the Andes, rural Turkey, and West Africa. These elders maintain grip strength, balance, walking speed, and leg power decades longer than the average Western senior. Yet most people today have never heard of these seeds, because large nutrition companies simply cannot profit from something that costs pennies and grows in the ground. In today's video, we are ranking the top 6 forgotten seeds that outperform every modern protein source on Earth for adults over 65, starting from the mildest to the most powerful. But make sure you stay until the very end, because seed number 2 is backed by peer-reviewed research showing it can activate a muscle-building pathway deep inside your cells that even the most expensive supplement on the market cannot touch. Reference materials and studies mentioned today are included in the description so you can explore them at your own pace. But before we dive in, I have a quick question for you. How old are you? Post your answer in the comments below. I read every single one and respond personally to help as many seniors as possible. Now, let us begin. Because seed number 6 is something you have probably walked past in grocery stores for years without ever realizing it could help rebuild the muscle you thought was gone forever. Number 6. Sunflower seeds. Let us start our countdown with one of the most underestimated protein powerhouses sitting right under our noses this entire time. Sunflower seeds contain approximately 21 grams of protein per 100-gram serving, which already puts them on par with many cuts of beef. But what makes them truly extraordinary for anyone over 75 is their exceptional vitamin E content. A single quarter-cup serving delivers over 80% of your daily vitamin E needs. And here is why this matters enormously. As we age, our muscle cell membranes become increasingly vulnerable to oxidative damage, a destructive process where unstable molecules called free radicals essentially eat away at the very walls of your muscle cells. Every day this goes unchecked, you lose a little more of the structural integrity that holds your muscles together. Vitamin E is one of the most powerful fat-soluble antioxidants in existence, and it works specifically to shield those cell membranes from this damage. Researchers at Tufts University conducted an extensive nutritional analysis in 2022 and found that seniors with consistently higher vitamin E intake experienced significantly slower rates of sarcopenia, the medical term for age-related muscle loss that now affects nearly 40% of adults over 80. The key phrase there is significantly slower, not just slightly, significantly. That is the difference between being able to rise from a chair without help at 82 and needing a walker at 74. The protein in sunflower seeds comes paired with healthy monounsaturated fats that actively enhance the absorption of vitamin E, creating a synergistic effect that no isolated protein supplement can ever replicate. Beyond that, sunflower seeds are loaded with selenium, magnesium, and phosphorus, all 3 of which play critical roles in muscle contraction and energy production at the cellular level. Selenium supports thyroid function, which directly regulates how efficiently your body converts dietary protein into usable muscle tissue. Magnesium helps prevent the night cramps and muscle spasms that plague so many seniors. And phosphorus works alongside calcium to maintain the bone density that provides structural support for every muscle in your body. The best way to incorporate sunflower seeds is raw and unsalted, to preserve their nutritional integrity. Add 2 to 3 tablespoons to your morning oatmeal or stir them into yogurt, no preparation required. If digestion is a concern, soaking them overnight in filtered water for 8 hours reduces the phytic acid content, which can sometimes block mineral absorption in aging digestive tracts and makes the protein far more accessible to your body. You can also grind them into a fine powder using a simple coffee grinder and sprinkle that sunflower seed flour over soups, salads, or smoothies throughout the day for consistent, steady protein delivery. Sunflower seeds are just the beginning, but before we roll forward, if this is already surprising you, hit like and subscribe. Because what comes next in this countdown is going to genuinely change the way you look at your breakfast table. Number 5. Sesame seeds. Moving up to number 5, we encounter a seed that has been revered in Asian and Middle Eastern cultures for over 5,000 years, yet somehow became reduced to a decoration sprinkled on hamburger buns in Western diets. That is a tragedy, because sesame seeds may be one of the most powerful bone and muscle preservation tools available to seniors anywhere on Earth. Sesame seeds pack approximately 18 grams of protein per 100-gram serving. But their real superpower for aging bodies lies in two things that most nutritionists never talk about together: their extraordinary calcium content and a group of unique plant compounds called lignans. Here is the aging mechanism you need to understand. After the age of 65, the relationship between your bones and your muscles becomes critically interdependent. When bone density drops, your muscles lose their anchoring structure and begin to deteriorate faster. When muscles weaken, they stop stimulating the bone signals that maintain mineral density. It becomes a downward spiral that most doctors treat one side of, but almost never both at the same time. Sesame seeds address both simultaneously. A comprehensive study published in the British Journal of Nutrition in 2021 examined over 3,000 adults between the ages of 70 and 90. Researchers found that those who regularly consume sesame seeds had bone mineral density measurements typically seen in people 15 years younger. Read that again. 15 years younger. The same 78-year-old body, but bones that measured like a 63-year-old. And because stronger bones mean better muscular attachment and more efficient force transmission, those participants also showed meaningfully better physical performance scores across the board. The lignans in sesame, particularly sesamin and sesamolin, play an equally critical role. These compounds support healthy hormone balance in the aging body, particularly estrogen metabolism in women and testosterone maintenance in men. Both hormones are directly tied to the body's ability to synthesize and retain muscle protein. When those hormone levels decline, muscle loss accelerates. Sesame lignans work as a natural buffer against that hormonal drop. The easiest way to use sesame seeds is as tahini, the smooth paste made from ground sesame that you can find in every major grocery store right now. Stir 1 to 2 tablespoons into warm water with a squeeze of lemon and a pinch of salt as a daily tonic. Or sprinkle 2 tablespoons of raw white or black sesame seeds over steamed vegetables, rice, or soups. Black sesame seeds, used in traditional East Asian longevity medicine for centuries, have been shown in preliminary research published in Food Quality and Preference in 2024 to contain even higher concentrations of antioxidant sesaminol than white varieties. If you can find them at your Asian grocery store or health food aisle, they are worth the small extra effort. We are only at number 5, and already we are uncovering things the supplement industry does not want you to know. Stay with me. Because what is coming next is the one seed researchers nearly missed entirely, and it turns out it solves a problem unique to aging gut biology that no other food can fix. Number 4. Chia seeds. Most people have heard of chia seeds, but almost nobody knows the specific reason they matter so profoundly for anyone over the age of 65. And it has nothing to do with fiber or omega-3s in the way most health articles describe. Here is the hidden biology. As you age, your digestive system undergoes a process researchers now call age-related digestive deterioration. Your stomach produces less hydrochloric acid. Your small intestine becomes less efficient at breaking down complex proteins. Enzymes that once extracted amino acids rapidly from foods like chicken or whey begin to slow down and weaken. The result? Even if you eat a technically adequate amount of protein, your body extracts and absorbs only a fraction of it. This is part of the biological betrayal we described at the very beginning of this video. A landmark study published in Food Research International in 2023 by researchers Hernandez Olivas and Munoz Pina specifically investigated the impact of these age-related digestive changes on different food proteins. They modeled the actual digestive conditions of older adults and tested which protein sources held up under those compromised digestive conditions. Chia seed protein was found to retain exceptional bioavailability even when digestive enzyme activity was significantly reduced, precisely because the protein structure of chia interacts with water and gut mucosa in a way that does not require the same enzymatic horsepower that animal proteins demand. What this means practically, the protein in chia seeds may actually become more accessible to your body as your digestive system ages, rather than less accessible, the opposite of what happens with whey, eggs, or chicken. Beyond protein bioavailability, chia seeds deliver approximately 17 grams of protein per 100 grams, alongside an exceptional concentration of alpha-linolenic acid, or ALA, the plant form of omega-3 fatty acid. A 2020 meta-analysis published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism reviewed 16 randomized controlled trials and found that participants supplementing with more than 2 grams of omega-3 fatty acids daily experienced a statistically significant gain of 0.67 kilograms of lean muscle mass, alongside measurable improvements in walking speed, two outcomes that directly address sarcopenia. 2 tablespoons of chia seeds deliver nearly 3.5 grams of ALA daily, well above that threshold. The daily ritual for chia could not be simpler. Stir 2 tablespoons into a glass of water or unsweetened almond milk and let it sit for 10 minutes. The seeds form a gentle gel that is extremely easy on aging digestive tracts. Or prepare overnight chia pudding. 2 tablespoons of chia in half a cup of plant milk left in the refrigerator overnight. Add a few walnuts and berries in the morning. That single bowl delivers protein, omega-3s, fiber, and key minerals, and your muscles will feel the difference within 3 to 4 weeks of consistent daily use. But hold on, because what is coming at number 3 contains a compound that research now shows can unlock a critical muscle-building signal that many seniors over 70 have almost completely lost. And once you understand what that compound is, you will never look at this seed the same way again. Number 3, pumpkin seeds. We are now entering the top half of this countdown, and things are about to get genuinely extraordinary. Pumpkin seeds, also called pepitas, have been eaten in indigenous communities across Mesoamerica, the Middle East, and Eastern Europe for thousands of years. Modern Western nutrition has largely reduced them to a seasonal snack. That is a catastrophic oversight, because pumpkin seeds contain a precise combination of nutrients that address one of the most overlooked causes of accelerating muscle loss in seniors: declining zinc and the collapse of the mTOR signaling pathway. Here's what that means in plain language. Deep inside every muscle cell, there is a molecular switch called mTORC1, mechanistic target of rapamycin complex 1. Think of it as the ignition key for muscle protein synthesis. When it fires, your body builds and repairs muscle fibers. When it fails to fire, which happens with increasing frequency after age 65, your body remains in a muscle breakdown state even when you consume adequate protein. This is called anabolic resistance, and it is one of the primary reasons seniors lose muscle even when their diet looks perfectly adequate on paper. Research published in the Journal of Nutrition and Metabolism has consistently shown that zinc is a critical cofactor for mTORC1 activation. Without sufficient zinc, the switch simply does not fire properly. And here is the alarming statistic. Studies now estimate that up to 40% of adults over 65 are clinically zinc deficient, often without any noticeable symptoms beyond gradual weakness and slower physical recovery. Zinc quietly slips below optimal levels, the mTOR switch stops firing correctly, and muscle silently disappears. 1 ounce of pumpkin seeds, roughly a small handful, delivers 2.2 milligrams of zinc, providing approximately 20% of the daily requirement in a single serving. More importantly, pumpkin seeds also deliver one of the highest concentrations of leucine found in any plant food. Leucine is the one amino acid that most directly activates mTORC1 at the cellular level. Research from the University of Texas Medical Branch has demonstrated that a threshold of approximately 2.5 to 3 grams of leucine per meal is required to reliably stimulate muscle protein synthesis in adults over 65. 2 to 3 tablespoons of pumpkin seeds bring you meaningfully toward that threshold, and they do so through a food matrix that aging digestive systems handle with remarkable ease. Additionally, a study published in the International Journal of Food, Medicine, and Technology found that zinc from pumpkin seed extract produced significant, measurable effects on testosterone levels, the anabolic hormone that directly drives both muscle synthesis and recovery speed. For men, where testosterone begins declining at roughly 1% per year after 30 and accelerates sharply after 60, this is not a small detail. This is biology that can change daily function. The daily ritual for pumpkin seeds is effortless. Eat one small handful, about 28 grams, raw and unsalted between meals as a snack. Or add 2 tablespoons to your morning smoothie. Or press them gently into the surface of whole grain toast spread with avocado. Their slightly nutty, satisfying flavor means most seniors find this the easiest habit in the entire list to maintain. Give it 4 to 6 weeks of consistent daily use, and pay attention to how quickly you rise from chairs, how stable you feel on stairs, and how fast your body recovers after any physical activity. We are almost at the top, and I need to warn you, the next 2 seeds are where this countdown becomes truly remarkable. Seed number 2 especially, because the research behind it does not just show improvement, it shows a mechanism of action that scientists did not believe was achievable through food alone. Do not close this video. Number 2. Hemp seeds. This is the seed we teased at the very beginning, and everything we promised about it is backed by published, peer-reviewed science. Hemp seeds, the shelled seeds of the cannabis sativa plant, containing 0 psychoactive compounds and completely legal and widely available in every grocery store, contain something that no other seed in this entire countdown can claim. They are one of the very few plant foods on Earth that provide a genuinely complete protein. That means they contain all 9 essential amino acids in ratios the human body requires for muscle synthesis, including sufficient quantities of the 2 that plant foods most commonly fail to provide, methionine and lysine. But completeness alone is not what makes hemp seeds extraordinary for seniors. It is the specific character of their proteins. A comprehensive review published in the journal Nutrients in 2024 analyzed the molecular structure of hemp seed proteins in detail. The 2 dominant proteins in hemp, edestin, which makes up 65 to 80% of hemp's total protein, and albumin, which makes up the remainder, are structurally categorized as globular proteins. This matters enormously for aging bodies, because globular proteins are pre-folded into compact, water-soluble shapes that require significantly less digestive enzyme activity to break down into usable amino acids. While your body may struggle to crack open the dense protein chains in whey or the fibrous protein matrices in chicken breast, it can access hemp seed protein with remarkable speed and efficiency, even under compromised digestive conditions. The 2024 Nutrients Review noted that hemp seed protein has been compared favorably to egg white albumin, one of the most bioavailable proteins in human nutrition, in terms of digestive ease and amino acid release rate. For a senior whose digestive enzyme activity has been declining for a decade or more, this distinction is transformative. But here is the piece of research that justifies hemp's position at number 2 in our countdown, and the claim we made in this video's opening. A meta-analysis published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, one of the most prestigious nutrition journals in existence, reviewed multiple randomized controlled trials and confirmed that dietary omega-3 fatty acids, particularly when combined with complete protein sources, significantly upregulate the mTORC1 signaling pathway in skeletal muscle tissue of older adults. In plain terms, the combination of complete, bioavailable protein and omega-3 fatty acids, precisely what hemp seeds deliver in a single food, activates the same muscle-building cellular switch we described with pumpkin seeds, but through a different mechanism. Hemp activates it through the omega-3 to mTOR signaling axis, a pathway that responds to lipid-based signals rather than mineral cofactors. This means hemp seeds and pumpkin seeds activate mTORC1 through 2 entirely different biological doors. Used together daily, the research suggests they provide a level of muscle protein synthesis stimulation in seniors that exceeds what either food achieves alone, and that approaches a level of anabolic signaling that, until recently, researchers believed required pharmaceutical intervention to achieve. 3 tablespoons of shelled hemp seeds, also called hemp hearts, contain approximately 10 grams of complete protein, 3 grams of omega-3 fatty acids, and only 1 gram of net carbohydrates. They taste mild, slightly nutty, and almost creamy. You can sprinkle them raw over anything: scrambled eggs, oatmeal, yogurt, salads, soups, smoothies, without changing the flavor of the meal. No cooking required, no preparation required, just 3 tablespoons a day, every day. Within 6 to 8 weeks of consistent use, the research suggests seniors can expect measurable improvements in grip strength, walking stability, and the ease with which they perform everyday physical tasks. Some individuals in clinical observations reported feeling noticeably stronger within as few as 14 days. Now, we have arrived at the top of the countdown, and I want you to pay extremely close attention to what comes next, because seed number 1 does not just feed your muscles. It changes the hormonal and metabolic environment inside your body in a way that makes everything else in this list work significantly better. It is the seed that the world's most isolated, longest living elder populations have used for centuries, and modern science has only recently caught up to explain exactly why it works. Number 1. Fenugreek seeds. If you have never heard of fenugreek, you are not alone. In Western countries, it is most commonly found in the spice aisle, labeled as a curry ingredient, quietly sitting on the shelf between turmeric and cumin. Most people walk right past it. The elders of India, Turkey, Ethiopia, and the Mediterranean region have been eating it daily for over 3,000 years. And a growing body of modern clinical research now reveals that they were onto something the rest of the world is only beginning to understand. Fenugreek seeds contain a unique compound called 4-hydroxyisoleucine. This is a non-proteinogenic amino acid, meaning it does not function the way normal protein amino acids do. It does not build muscle tissue directly. Instead, it does something far more powerful for the aging body. It amplifies insulin sensitivity in skeletal muscle specifically. Here is why that matters in a way that nothing else in this countdown addresses. When you eat protein, from any source, including all 5 seeds we have already discussed, your body must release insulin to shuttle those amino acids from your bloodstream into your muscle cells. Without an efficient insulin response in muscle tissue, the amino acids circulate in the bloodstream and get excreted or stored as fat, rather than being deposited into muscle where they can do their work. In younger adults, this insulin-to-muscle shuttle operates efficiently. After age 65, and particularly after 70, insulin signaling in skeletal muscle begins to deteriorate, a condition called age-related peripheral insulin resistance. This is why many seniors remain in a state of silent muscle starvation, even when their blood protein levels appear normal. The 4-hydroxyisoleucine in fenugreek directly targets this problem at the cellular level. It has been shown in both animal models and human cell research to stimulate glucose transporter activation specifically in skeletal muscle, essentially forcing the muscle cell doors open so that amino acids can enter regardless of declining insulin efficiency. In practical terms, fenugreek makes every single gram of protein you eat, from seeds, from eggs, from anything, more likely to reach your muscles rather than being wasted. Now, combine that with what fenugreek's saponin compounds do to hormone balance. A comprehensive systematic review published in the Journal of Personalized Medicine in 2023 by Albaker analyzed 6 randomized controlled trials on fenugreek and muscle performance. 4 of the 6 trials reported significant positive effects: improved upper and lower body strength, increased lean body mass, reduced body fat, and measurable increases in free testosterone levels. In one landmark 12-week study involving 120 men between the ages of 43 and 75, those who took 600 milligrams of fenugreek seed extract daily showed better testosterone levels and self-reported significantly higher physical performance scores compared to the placebo group. These were not athletes. These were ordinary older adults, men experiencing the same gradual hormonal decline that affects the majority of seniors worldwide. The mechanism behind the testosterone effect is now understood. Fenugreek contains a glycoside compound called protodiacin, which inhibits 2 enzymes, aromatase and 5-alpha reductase, that normally convert testosterone into inactive forms. By slowing that conversion, fenugreek preserves the free testosterone that is available for muscle anabolic activity. The result is not an artificial spike of the kind associated with synthetic hormones or banned supplements. It is a natural, gentle preservation of the testosterone your body already produces, keeping more of it in the biologically active form that your muscles can actually use. For women, fenugreek's lignans and phytoestrogens play an equally important protective role by supporting healthy estrogen metabolism after menopause, reducing the hormonal contribution to age-related muscle and bone loss. A secondary study cited in the Albaker review found that fenugreek extract combined with resistance training produced significant improvements in submaximal endurance, meaning participants could perform physical tasks for longer periods before fatiguing. For seniors, this translates directly into how long you can walk before needing to rest, how many flights of stairs you can climb, and how much energy you have left at the end of the day. The daily ritual for fenugreek is one of the simplest in this entire list. You can find whole fenugreek seeds in the spice or international foods aisle of nearly any grocery store for less than $3 for a large bag. Lightly toast 1 teaspoon of seeds in a dry pan for 2 to 3 minutes until fragrant. Then grind them in a coffee grinder and add the powder to warm water with honey, stir it into oatmeal, or blend it into a morning smoothie. The taste is mildly bitter and slightly maple-like. Many seniors find it pleasant once they adjust to it over the first week. Fenugreek capsules in 500 to 600 milligram doses are also available at most health food stores if the seed form is not preferred. Begin with half a teaspoon daily in your first week to allow your digestive system to adjust, and build up to 1 full teaspoon, approximately 500 milligrams, by week 2. Most seniors who commit to fenugreek consistently for 45 to 60 days report the clearest, most noticeable physical changes of any intervention they have tried. Not because it is a magic pill, but because it addresses the one biological barrier, the failing insulin to muscle shuttle, that silently undermines every other dietary effort an aging body makes. So there you have it, 6 ancient seeds, 6 completely different biological mechanisms, and together they form a layered, synergistic system that addresses sarcopenia at the cellular level in ways that whey protein, chicken breast, and expensive supplements simply never can.